We have been talking about parts of speech and word classes, etc. So, let us talk about prepositions. So, what are prepositions? Prepositions are those words that are placed before a noun phrase or before an ing clause to form a preposition phrase. Now, I have written this on the board: preposition, preposition phrases and noun phrases. This is what we will be doing for now. So, let me show you this slide which contains some common prepositions. So, let us look at it and I will read out. This is a list of prepositions, some very commonly used prepositions. Let us look at this: aboard, above, across, after, against, along, amid, and you may notice that amid is sometimes also used as amidst with an extra st. That is a more older form of English. Nowadays, we use this word as amid, but by, despite, down, except, during, for, since, through, till, to, before, behind. The list is not terribly alphabetically arranged, so do not mind that. Until, then we have beside and also besides, and you have to understand the difference between the two, beside and besides. Where do we use beside and what are the places or situations where we use besides? So, it is different. Beyond, from, toward, in and into, inside, near, next, off and o double off, completely different meanings. Over, round, under, with. So, these are the commonly used prepositions. They are not all, but these are the words that we very frequently use. Now, I am giving you an exercise and you should fill in the blanks with the correct form of preposition. Look at this passage and fill in the blanks with prepositions. I am mentioning the source here from where the extract has been taken. Please look at it and do your exercise. We will discuss the answer within once you complete the exercise. So, let me give you let us say 3 to 4 minutes. So, let us discuss the answers now. One day an orthopedic surgeon, and what have you written here? The answer should be from Nizam Institute of Medical Sciences visited my laboratory. He lifted the material and found it so light that he took me And what should we write there? What preposition? To. His hospital and showed me his patients. There were these little girls and boys with heavy metallic calipers weighing. What should be the answer? Over 3 kgs each, dragging their feet around. He said to me, please remove the pain of my patients. In 3 weeks, we made these floor reaction orthosis 300-gram calipers and took them to the orthopedic center. The children didn't believe their eyes from dragging around a 3 kg load on their legs. They could now move around. Their parents had tears in their eyes. So, the correct prepositions. I am going to give you a couple of sentences. Please look at these sentences and you have to correct the mistakes in prepositions. So, look at these sentences. I am going to read out to you. The shop is right opposite to the bus stand. She returned back from Hyderabad yesterday. He could not cope up with the workload. Despite of the rains, the classes went on as per the schedule. The teacher discussed about the subject for a long time. The book comprised of several chapters or comprises of several chapters. Now, let us discuss these and what should be the correct form of prepositions here. So, first sentence, the shop is right opposite the bus stand and not opposite to. We never use this. I am sitting opposite the teacher. I am standing opposite the studio, but I am standing right opposite the building. We do not say opposite to the building, opposite to the studio, opposite to the teacher. This is a common mistake. Second sentence, she returned back from Hyderabad yesterday. Correct form, she returned from Hyderabad yesterday. We do not use the form return back, that is incorrect but very commonly used. We just say she returned from Hyderabad. He returned my book. I returned something that I have borrowed from my friend. So, we do not use it as return back. He could not cope up with the workload. He could not cope with the workload. You do not cope up, but you cope. Despite of the rains, the classes went on as per the schedule. The correct form, despite the rains. We say in spite of, but despite. So, despite does not go with an of. So, despite the rains, the classes went on as per the schedule. We are talking about mistakes, some common mistakes that we make while using prepositions. The teacher, that is our fifth sentence, the teacher discussed about the subject for a long time. What should be the correct form? The teacher discussed the subject for a long time. We do not say discussed about. The correct English is not discussed about. And the last one, the book comprises of several chapters. We say the book comprises several chapters, or we say the book consists of several chapters, but not comprises of. Let us now move on to another category, and that is noun phrases. We already know what is noun or what is a noun. Now, noun phrase is a phrase that plays the role of a noun. I will explain that to you. Now, the head noun in a noun phrase is often a noun or a pronoun. Noun phrases are extremely common, and a noun with any sort of modifier, including just a number or an article, is a noun phrase. Let me give you an example such as, I like working in the morning. In the morning becomes a noun phrase. I know the marketplace. Okay, so the marketplace becomes the noun phrase. I'll also give you another example. I know the senior scientists. Let me write it down here. I know the senior scientists. Now, the senior scientist here becomes the noun phrase. Noun phrase is nothing but a phrase where the head word is the noun. So, you look at these words, the morning, the marketplace, the senior scientist. So, these are the noun phrases, not just nouns. Now, look at this slide, and I would like you to correct the errors of noun phrases here. He is a tall gentleman. The gentleman was wearing a new dress. She is my cousin's sister. My friend has fallen into bad companionship. You may put your sign here. Now, you will find certain noun phrases. I do not want you to give me the exact noun phrases here, but I would like you to correct the errors. These are very common phrases, common mistakes in using noun phrases. So, what do we say? He is a tall gentleman. The correct form is he is a tall man. In our day-to-day English, we often use the word such as gentleman and lady and female very loosely. Okay. So, at times, rather at most times, it is preferable just to use the form he is a tall man. The gentleman was wearing a new dress. Now, here there is no problem of in the expression or in the phrase the gentleman. It is absolutely fine. Where is the problem? The gentleman was wearing a new dress. Now, very often we confuse dress with clothing, but in correct English, we have to be very careful about using the word dress. Now, dress is something which is associated with women. Men do not wear dresses. Okay? So, you can always say the gentleman was wearing a new uniform or a new shirt or a new suit, but you do not say a man was wearing a new dress. That completely changes its meaning. Now, she is my cousin's sister, very common use or usage rather. This is not correct, this is not appropriate. This is we use or we generally say she is my cousin. So, she is my cousin, and that is implicit that you are talking about a girl here. He is my cousin. So, she is my cousin, not cousin sister, he is my cousin, not cousin brother. My friend has fallen into bad companionship. My friend has fallen into bad company, not companionship. You may put your sign here. There are two ways to correct this sentence. You may sign here or you may put your signature here, but not sign. You do not put your sign anywhere. Now, we were talking about prepositions, and now let us move on to talk about prepositional phrases. A prepositional phrase consists of a preposition followed by a prepositional complement. The complement is a noun phrase, but can also be another element. So, there are some examples like let us meet at the canteen. So, here at the canteen becomes your prepositional phrase. We were surprised at what happened. We were surprised at what happened. So, at what happened becomes your prepositional phrase. We may need the machine in the morning. So, in the morning becomes your prepositional phrase. Rather, even in the earlier sentence, I like working in the morning. In the morning is a more prepositional phrase and not a noun phrase. So, the morning can be the phrase, the noun phrase, but in the morning, because of the presence of in, it becomes your prepositional phrase. So, you can make that correction. Now, a prepositional phrase will function as an adjective or adverb. As an adjective, the prepositional phrase answers the question which one. Okay. So, when we use a sentence in the using a prepositional phrase. So, when you ask a question which, it should give you the answer as prepositional phrase when it is used as an adjective. Now, let me direct your attention to another set of words which is these are all nouns. Okay. They can also be used as noun phrases, but that is not what we are talking about here. I would like you to find the plurals for the words given here. So, look at this slide. Now, this is your exercise, find the plurals for the following: passerby, scissor, sugar, salt, news, technology, knowledge. Only these words, and what could be or what should be the plurals or plural forms of these words. So, passerby, passers by, we do not say passerbys. Likewise, mothers in law or sisters in law or daughters in law, not daughter in laws, mother in laws, sister in laws. So, passers by. Scissors rather, and we say a pair of scissors, a pair of trousers. So, it cannot be anything else. Sugar and salt, we cannot count the number of sugar or salt. So, they remain just as they are. So, we use another unit of measurements like 1 kg of salt, okay, 500 grams or half a kg of salt or sugar. News, it is never newses. Plural of news remains news. Again, technology and knowledge are used as such. So, we say he has plenty of knowledge about some subject matter. We do not say knowledges. Here are some common mistakes. Look at this slide. These furnitures should be replaced. The correct form is these furniture should be replaced. We do not say furnitures. We have no informations on this issue. The correct form, we have no information on this issue. She has many luggages. You can say she has many pieces of luggage, but not luggages. He read the newses, you already know that, we have already talked about it. He read the news. There are many beautiful sceneries in Ooty. There are many beautiful scenery in Ooty. We do not say sceneries. Now, we are soon going to talk about another very important part of speech, which is an adjective. What is an adjective? An adjective is something that adds something to a noun. We have already talked about it. Heavy luggage, beautiful scenery, new furniture, interesting news, important information. So, beautiful, interesting, old, new, influential, irritating, annoying, useful, all these words are adjectives. What do? They do not make complete meaning by themselves, although they have their own meanings, but they are not complete unless they are used with a noun or a pronoun. It is a useless program. It is a worthless program. It is a very provocative news. So, here useful, useless, worthless, provocative, these are all instances of adjectives. They add something to a noun or pronoun. They add something to, or we learn something more about a noun or pronoun. We learn more about adjective, but let us first fill in the blanks, do this exercise, that is fill in the blanks with correct use of adjectives. Look at it, look at this particular slide, take a minute or two, and then we will do this exercise together. All right? Gagan, and the full form is given, developed jointly by the Indian Space Research Organization and the AAI is more, what should be the correct adjective here? Now, in the context, you always should look for the context of the sentence, and what word would you like to fill in here? I mean, I could have given you a list of adjectives. We will do an exercise like that also, but I just thought this is a good warm up exercise because this is a very recent news. So, is more, the correct adjective should be accurate than any other global positioning system currently available. Gagan is better than any GPS as it ensures that at any given point in time the measures are reliable. Standard GPS measurements can at times be off the mark by a dash value, by a, you can say a great value, by significant value, anything would do. But Gagan enabled signals can be relied on all the time. Other space based navigation systems are GPS of the US, GLONASS of Russia, Galileo of Europe. Gagan and the, now look at the context of this sentence, Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System of India aim to enhance. Now, what could be the right form of adjective here? It could be the existing IRNSS of India aim to enhance the capability of GPS to provide accurate information, or if it is not existing, then you can also say upcoming satellite system, or you can even say forthcoming. So, what I am trying to do here is develop your vocabulary. So, there are certain words, especially adjectives are those words where you can have some kind of flexibility. You can't have flexibility where verbs and tenses and articles are concerned, but with adjectives you can have a little more flexibility. So, try to develop your vocabulary. The other day I was talking to you about a good dictionary, and here is that dictionary that I have been talking about, Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. This is a very standard book that all of you must possess, and many things that we are talking about and we will be talking about in this course are something that you will find, and you can always augment your knowledge and information given in this book. Let us move on. Let me give you some example from this book. Now, those of you who have this dictionary, in section 47, and it is marked as R47. R47, there is a component on adjectives, and the book talks about comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. So, what do you understand by these words? Comparative and superlative adjectives. So, see, when you write your reports, when you write your emails, particularly those that are related to your assignments, to your work, to your your writing to your teacher. So, this is the kind of language you should be using. So, very often we find students making mistakes by way of comparative and superlative adjectives. Okay, these are called degrees. So, for example, the word is cold, comparative is colder, superlative is coldest. Okay. So, these are the words that you should know, but we cannot be using the ER and EST. This is not a hard and fast rule. For example, you have a word like pretty, so you have prettier and prettiest. But let us take a word like intelligent. Now, you do not have, you cannot apply the same rule here, ER and EST. So, what do we use for degrees? Now, for comparative degree, more intelligent, and if you have to single out one student from the class, most intelligent. Okay. So, these are the terms, these are the words that you should be able to use when it comes to your conversation and your communication in day to day life. So, as your self learning practice, I would like you to look at section R47, because naturally every topic cannot be covered in this course. So, I would like you to do some self learning. Perhaps I would like to go back to this topic once more. I will be doing certain amount of adjectives with you soon, but please be familiar with what are adjectives of degrees, comparative and superlative. So, thank you very much. We will be meeting soon for the next class.